shit in my beard. No, I told me. That's boom, baby. Boom. Let's get into this. Lovely rainy days out here in Finland. Every day I got here was super sunshiny, and today it is a rainy bitch. And your boy Marquis Saint wanted to talk about it. Yeah, it doesn't always shine, does it? Even on good days, have bad days. Even when you're up, you can be down, and vice versa. When you're down, you can be up, and that's why I had to have this conversation this morning. Was it's not always going to shine, and are you prepared for the rain when it doesn't? You know, yesterday we had such a phenomenal day in the sunshine. It was perfect. I mean, literally playing frisbee till about 10 o'clock at night, high on acid, talking to everybody, having a fabulous time, knowing that it's going to rain today means back with the hoodies, back on with the sweatpants, and of course, back on with the lid for the hot tub. I'm making some noodles as we speak, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. What I noticed about my mind running from different places, me, is it starts to become trackable, especially if you're a habitual poster, somebody that has to share, right? We get in these modes where we're self-consumed, right? Look at all the food we've gone through and all the trash. Oh shit, looks like we got some shit going on. And in our minds, we like to travel to places yet to be seen. We want to go to places that aren't our actual minds. We want to go to places where we pretend to be something we're not. And I think it's very healthy to acknowledge, when you are imbalanced or seeking or what's the word I'm looking for? Making up for things that you lack. Like right now, I lack some sunshine. So I think part of my mind, which hasn't even looked on social media in a hot minute, started to see myself really, started to see when I'm thirsty for attention or when I wish I was a part of something, kind of a destination paradox where you kind of see things and you're like, oh man, my friends are having so much fun and I'm over here having just as much fun. Or I'm looking at an athlete having fun or working or anything but what like I'm actually doing, right? So that's always interesting to me is I wanted to live the damn thing. I wanted to be a part of it. I didn't want it to be something that I just watched. I wanted it to be something that I also experienced. And for all of us that are watching or being or alive, have a chance to actually change our perspective on things. I needed a day indoors. I didn't get to bed till like fucking like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And then to go from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., then to wake up 2 p.m. after a long, exhausting day, I started to realize that my brain likes to travel. It likes to go to different destinations, especially if it's bored or thirsty. If I'm not consumed with whatever's in front of me, I'll seek it from other things. And it's weird to track us, to track ourselves, really. Most people are trying to track apex predator or a rabbit tracks, we are getting tracked by an apex predator. I don't think we see our patterns very well. I don't think that we catch ourselves wanting to be like an athlete or wanting to purchase something or wanting to have covetousness to have someone else's idea of awesome. It's an interesting thing and a paradox in our lives. It's true, but that's what ends up happening. We go and looking for other things that aren't there. Like there's no sunshine out there. So we might want to create our own sunshine and like another destination, right? We always get this destination uh, phobia, I guess. That's probably not the right word I want to look like. Destination, desired destinations? No, I wouldn't say that's it either. Let's see if I can focus the thought. Where you're excited about what's going to happen instead of being excited of what's actually happening. So I'm seeing my brain, your brain, all of our brains look for things like, oh man, I'm having the most awesome time. You might be having an awesome time, but the thirst is to share it with other people or to flex on other people and say, yo, I'm having this great ass time. You should want it too. I guess it's a kind of that other part of the destination. I'm not losing the word that I'm looking for, but where there's, it's not a phobia. It's almost like what's the desire there? There's a certain desire there. Destination, desired destination. What do you call it? Fuck, come on, Saint. When you're in psychology and you fucking want something, but it's further away from you. My brain doesn't want to work today. There's a different word where it's like a bias, destination bias. Maybe that's what I'm looking for the word, because the destination bias is that I'm biased to the destination that makes me the happiest instead of me being happy that I'm even alive. Like I'm always trying to kind of push the borders. I've looked into myself and seeing if my travels are a form of escapism. In a way, it does work, but it's also connection isms for me to be near people that I haven't got to see. It's not like my problems disappear. It's not like the rain just disappears because I'm over here in Finland and it doesn't rain anymore. No, it still rains. That's that destination bias that we give ourselves where we're like, this person's having more fun than me. This person has more toys than me. This person has more love than me. And in this, that's why I haven't been posting very much, is it's almost like a trap. There's this bias to what we think things should be, right? Instead of enjoying just being. And just being in the park with my frisbee and my friends and just listening to music and chilling was so much fun. I really had a great time to be able to be in that moment in the middle of a different country and feel like I was where I was supposed to be, which isn't a feeling that I get that often, right? And I'm looking at my feelings, not just my destinations, but the way I feel about what's going on, right? So it's very important to me as a person, and there's something that's important to you as a person, that you see what you are tracking or desiring or what makes you happy. For some people, they're happy as long as they got the right purse, right? For some people, I'm always going to be happy somewhere else. Destination bias again. There's something that our minds are doing and watching us do it, as people on this earth, planet Earth, people on the earth, that we get to assume that someone else is doing better than us. And the reason I wanted to bring up the rain today is because it's just not true. It rains on us all individually. Some days are going to be really gorgeous and bright like yesterday, and some days are going to be rainy like today. And that's just facts of life that I don't think we really calculate. I think we all end up being in our head really jealous of what other people have or what we perceive them to have, the love of their lives. We might not see the arguments that they have with their wives. We might not see the loneliness of travel. Not that I'm lonely right now. I'm actually full of friends and meetups and stuff. But, we can easily see someone else's situation and go, oh my God, I would love to do that. which is exactly what jealousy is all about. It's just to start not loving what we have, but loving what someone else has. And in that, we lose love for what we actually have. So what ends up happening with envy is you end up coveting someone else's energy or situation or perceived covetousness of it without realizing that our blessings are in our hands. Our shine is in our hearts. It doesn't matter what the weather's doing, it's inside of us. And that's something amazing to have that kind of, you know, ability to see, shine through the rain, ability to see that not all things are meant for you, that wherever you are, there you are, instead of being somewhere else. And that's what I kind of saw in the Instagram worlds or the Facebook worlds or whatever world, meta world that you're in, and you forget just how blessed you are. And that's something that I think a lot of us end up doing. We'll want, right? But we don't need. We don't need all those things. We don't need. You would barely be able to handle one meal, let alone get jealous of someone else's meal or what they're eating, right? That's something that we tend to, especially as Homo sapiens, monkeys. When we were doing the test and looking at it, grape versus cucumber, we as humans, we're always going to kind of search and want for something better, of course. Nobody wants the shit end of the stick, as a Roman term. When you're wiping your ass and at the end of the sponge is just one sponge, and you grab the wrong end of that sponge. Nobody wants to be the shit end of the stick, But sometimes, but we all got to wipe our ass. We all do. And that's one of those things that I don't think us in the world of living in digital worlds and people observing things, we forget that it's not always the shit end of the stick. And I think that's important to focus on, is go like, oh shit, man, one of these days will be my top dog day, and I'll have to take my turn to not have a sunshiny day, but a rainy day. And a lot of us are expecting it to shine every day. And like a forecaster that is predicting the rain, that's not always linear. That's not always what it is. So it's like we look at things, we look at other people's and their situations, and we assume that that's exactly what happiness looks like, or that's what we would want. If I had that bag, if I was an athlete like this person, da 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 da. Again, a bias to an external source versus, I am my own source. We can be depleted easily. We end up depleting ourselves, looking for something that wasn't meant for us. I must have seen, oh my God, my princess Jasmine. I seen one of the most beautiful Muslim women the other day, and what's this doing? Beautiful Muslim woman that waved at me at the train station. I'm still obsessing about, but in their culture, Muslim culture, shit, just her waving at me was almost like adultery, And I'm coming from my culture where I'm like, I've already fornicated. I've already had sexual relations outside of a marriage. Shit, I do faceless porn. This girl's life is so much different than mine. Yeah, I adored her, but do I employ her? Implore her to be a better version of herself. And I'm in the selfish camp, like everyone else, where it's just like, how does this person make me look? What can they do for me? I want to covet some of her energy. Same type of shit when we're looking at athletes or something. We're trying to covet their energy. We're like, man, if I could dunk on somebody, man, if I was 6'6", nothing's more homo than a bunch of dudes standing around talking about the statistics of another man. Like, oh, he got that 6'6" and he can hop and all this other things. It's like you're literally almost saying out loud that you're not satisfied with the lot that you got. You're almost really saying that I'm not, by being super gracious towards an external thing like an athlete and their stats and the things that they're wearing or doing, or people they're dating or things that they're buying, and to look at their life and go, yeah, man, if I was only that person or I was only that way, oh, what a Merry Christmas we'd all have. And unfortunately, or fortunately for you, like I read Mike Tyson say, you know, God gives us everything that we want, only to see that we don't deserve it in the end. How we'll react when we're giving everything that we want. It's a very good question. And that's what ends up happening is like we always want things, but when we have them, we don't appreciate them. And that's the whole paradox of that situation, is to see that you got to appreciate your rain and your shine. You got to appreciate the dichotomy of things. One dude was like, man, it must be nice to own this business. I looked at him crazy, and I'm like, bro, I started this from nothing. I haven't even sold any shirts yet. You know, I'm giving away shirts. And other people are like, where's my shirt? Where's my shirt? I didn't get a shirt. Just like Little Monkey. Got the cucumber, but not the grape. I'm like, but you're not my friend. Well, those other people weren't your friends. True, but they also were a cute girl and a dude that can model for me. I thought it was apropos to, finesse this one situation. And then as soon as I finesse one situation, the next person's like, why didn't I get this situation? And it's always from a lack of, I didn't get, let me get for free, instead of, I want enough to purchase it from you. That's not what they were saying. They weren't saying, yeah, man, I support you. I want another thing for free, not I want to support you and pay you. My other homies, when he was here, he's like, I want to order some other shirts. I want to support you. And instead of buying the designs that I want, he wanted to purchase some for his kids. We all have selfish tendencies. It's just what it is. And to key in on, are we being selfish, or are we seeking some external, again, destination outside of ourselves to validate what we think is happiness, covetousness, something else outside of us, instead of saying, it's inside me, I'm grateful for what I have. And I think that would be the most bestest appreciation that anyone in life could ever do, is to be happy with what they have and not complain or seek or desire of someone else's stuff. And I think that's one of the things that I think we can easily do when the age of Instagrams and watching other people's happiness, which is, you think would be awesome, right? You think by watching other people's happiness that it would make you happy as well. And what do we end up doing? We end up getting jealous. We end up becoming lonely, and we end up becoming more empty because we shine the light on something away from us. We shined a light on something that is not us, an athlete, a product, another person. And in all reality, it could easily be, and it really is, inside of us. So it's one of those things where when I was looking at it, you would think, oh man, all I want is just this. All I want, and I've said that sentence a lot as an American, all I want, when someone, all they have is just a little bit and they're okay with it. They're more happier than me. Some of those people, like I kept saying in Thailand, they didn't have shit. And all of a sudden, my spoiled American ass that's always had whatever I needed, whenever I wanted, I didn't appreciate what I did have. So like, I'm jealous of my friend having two beautiful sons and getting to play with them. He's jealous of me because I get to travel and do it alone and be free. Each one of us has a jealousy with each other. There's a lot of it going on, especially when I just kind of hopped on Instagram. It's just like, you get easily jealous of what the other monkey's holding. It's just easy to do, to literally look at something and go, that is my destination. That's where I will be happy. It's external. It's away from me. As long as I chase that, I have a chance at happiness instead of looking at what I got. The other guy was like, yo, dude, I want a business where I can travel the world. And I was like, that's exactly what I said to myself. But at the same time, you want something that you don't want to pay the price for. You want to be here in the park with me playing the Frisbee, but you also want the business to work and have some basically you just want the free income, but not the actual work and the sacrifice. And I was like, dude, I started this from nothing, bro. Before there was any kind of ideas that people congratulated on or wanted to purchase. And I just purchased 50 more blank shirts so we can make some shirts here live at one of these events. Staying entrepreneurial, got to make some income while I travel, that kind of thing. I don't see that guy coming around, teach me what you want, what you know, so I can do the same. No, bro, he wants a free design. He wants to just play frisbee. He wants to just chill with his friends in the park. And I'm like the one woman said, it's like, no, you don't want it bad enough, because if you wanted it bad enough, you'd be practicing right now. You'd be designing right now. You'd be doing something to earn it. And if you wanted it bad enough, and that's something that I think we end up just wanting, the jealousy. It's like the remnants of food in your teeth, but it's not actually eating. And it dawned on me, people are going to always ask for something, but they're not going to want to pay the price for something. And they're not going to want to actually appreciate what they have. They're only going to want an easy way out. They think it's just the bag. They think it's the other person. And, oh, she's got a beautiful bag. She must be happy. I used to have an ex that would buy a bag for every time she got cheated on by her husband, her ex-husband. My ex, her, I don't know if they're back together, divorced, or whatever her situation is, but one of those situations where she had a beautiful bag that most women would be jealous of. But if you knew that her husband was cheating on her and she felt empty inside and cried when she got home and drained her whole bank account, you'd be like, ugh, not so cool. Same with like being an entrepreneur. Sure, you want to have the income and travel and have things that people compliment me on, but are you me when I'm couch surfing at my friend's house when it's all super dirty? Are you me sleeping at my other friend's house that's really a friend of a friend, and he's 10 years younger than me, and he's already got 2 kids, and I'm over here couch surfing at a 43-year-old? I'm sure it's going to look like it's so easy to the other people, just like my spiritual mentor Terry Prince would always say. They're going to look at 40 years of hard work and think it's an overnight success. And unfortunately, that's our perspective as humans, is so narrow-minded that we don't see that it's jealousy. It's a destination bias, that we're thinking that everyone has it so good. You see somebody getting married, and you're like, well, how many trust issues did they have to go through? You know what I mean? It takes more than just putting on the dress and taking the photos. There's trust issues that have to be established. There's growth that both people want to grow together at the same time. The objective is to obviously find someone that you want to be with and have love in your life. It's one of the free oxytocins on this planet. The price is having to go through your boundaries and finding trust with someone that you just met, or you bumped into, to find that person and go, okay, look, I want to spend a majority of my time with you because I feel that me and you have possibilities together, like me and Princess Jasmine's. It's just a feeling, but to put effort behind the feelings instead of just wanting, but appreciating. And I think that would be a big change in people's lives and perspective, is to see that where's the other shit end of the stick? You always get to see someone's polished part of their lives, but I see women, gorgeous women, but they're all alone in the room. I see shiny, happy couples, but they're divorced in a couple years. I see people only posting touchdowns, and they never show when they were out of bounds. That's what life is right there, y'all. Life has all sorts of touchdowns and out of bounds, and we tend to only focus on the touchdowns, especially in America. We only want to see the winners. We only want to say you make the last game-winning shot. Man, that must feel awesome. We'll say that all the time. I know I do. Instead of, man, I want to feel awesome. Let me get gratitude. Let me take stock of what I have in my moments, versus I want to live in the moment of Michael Jordan taking the last minute game 6 shot, game 7 shot. Those are the things that we live in our minds, thinking it's all worth it because that person looks happy, instead of wanting to look in our own mirror and saying, that person looks happy. That person's happy with what they have, not what they want or what someone else has, but literally calculating in our own minds, looking at it and go, just grateful, to be alive. That would be the first check mark off the box, and that I can breathe, and that I'm safe, and that people love me. And those goes back to my mantras. One of my mantras is still fucked up by my ex, but I digress. But hey, I'm here now, and I'm here now. I'm gonna repeat that. I'm here now. I'm not there anymore. And that could be a lot for some other people. It's like, a lot of us want to see is this, oh man, dude, remember that time when I was acting like this and blah 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 blah. Yeah, do you remember the time you were acting like this and blah 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 blah? Do you see yourself on the other side of the rain? Can you see yourself making it? Is the huge thing. And I think a lot of us just get stuck on ourselves and we'll be like, oh man, what do? I don't know what to do. And it's just like, bro, do you, boo boo? Start growing that person that you want to be, putting an effort on those things instead of purchasing a product or coveting someone else's hard work or doing anything that's weird like that. You could be the type of person that loves the person that they are and appreciates the people that are around them and appreciates the love that they have already, and then even a chance at love, right? Even a little wave from Princess Jasmine. We can live in a world where we have these things, right? And appreciate these things versus the type of people when we're sitting there losing our energy, finger flicking, watching other people live instead of putting the energy in ourselves and be like not shocked that the energy's there because we put it in. We put in the work. And that's one of the things I don't think we want to do. We want to just the outcomes. We want to just see it already shiny. And nobody wants to rinse the dirt off of it, spit on it, and polish it, and see the diamond that's inside of this ugly little rock. Most of us are just like, yeah, nah, dude, I need the polished, finished version. And that's the only thing that I'm going to accept, and not I'm going to go through the rainy days to enjoy the sunshine. How many of my Finland friends have endured many a fucking frigid day just so they could have the most perfect sunshiny day? And that is what Saints Addiction is all about. That I'm not completely perfect, and I don't have all the answers. I'm literally just staying in that middle zone of moderation and understanding, and knowing that it's not all one extreme. It's not always going to be cocaine highs and champagne dreams. What are you going to do when the bills ain't paid and the champagne runs out, and so does the cocaine, and now you're stuck with having to still be yourself. You're stuck with still having to acknowledge that there's another side. So one of those things, is it good luck? Is it bad luck? I can't decide. It's the moderation in the things, is like the outcomes usually determine how we feel about something, instead of just making a decision saying like, I'm going to stick my course and I'm doing this for a reason that has not a destination outside of me, but a reason to keep me living. There's a reason why it's raining today. These are growth days. These are days I can lay in bed, and I'm glad I had such a long night last night, because today it's not like I'm blowing the sunshine away. I can recalibrate and take account for things, clean up a little bit, and you know, gather myself and not worried about what others are doing and how they're living and what they got and what I don't got, and getting into those kind of games. And now I can be in it, mate. There's my homie Jono right there. It's another rainy day here in Finland, bro. I'm about to smash on my food. Thanks for joining the show. I don't know if you can see how great it is out there, but it doesn't just only rain in England. It's not like it's just one place or there or somewhere else. No, it rains everywhere. And each one of us has to prepare for rain and the balance of life, instead of thinking it's so extreme that it's like only one person gets all the hype and all the money and all the glory, or all the girls. Destination bias. It's also us. We have it right now. Just finishing work, rolling a spliff. That's my guy. Go enjoy it. I'm going to go enjoy my food, bro. I'll holler at you at the other side. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate it, bro. The journey continues, and we're not alone. You know what I mean? We're not alone. Every one of us has something that we want from someone else, and what we need to have is acknowledge of self. That's your morning motivation. Motivation, if you get anything out of this. This is warm here at the moment. See, boom. The day it rains in Finland is the day it shines in England, and that's the balance of life, and I'm very grateful for it. So, peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Ciao. Belo. Beijos. I got to eat. Peace. I'll see you, bro. Take care. Enjoy that split for me. Yee.